I'll try to make this one fast, and I'll try not to be distracted again, sorry. Um, you can see on this graph, and I hope you can focus in on it, that you can break up our total American water use into groundwater, that's in the grayish color, and surface water in the blue. Now, for the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80s, population was growing and total water use was growing with population. But starting in the 80s and 90s, our water usage leveled off while population continued to grow, which means per person, we've started to use less water, right? If water is stable, but population is growing, that's like feeding more people with the same pizza, so each slice is smaller. Per capita, per person, per head, it means, per capita, water usage leveled off in about the 80s or the 90s, and then started to go down. So even though American population continues to go up, our total American water budget is basically flat since about 85 to 95, depending on how you measure it. And I hope you can see these colors on your screen. If you break up that water supply into what we use water for, you'd be really surprised to see this. So public supply is like cities, and that's basically tied to population size. So as population goes up, the amount going to the public has roughly matched, it's parallel to population. In rural communities, again, if population goes up, the rural supply would go up. You'll notice that irrigation became efficient. That's one of the ways where irrigation went up and came down a little bit. But, industrial got a little bit more efficient. But the two that I really want you to notice are the brown and the blue. The primary water users in the United States are agricultural irrigation and cooling off power plants. The idea that you have to make steam and then condense that steam back to liquid. So you bring in the coolant cycle, like the coolant cycle, third cycle in a nuclear power plant. Any steam-powered power plant has to cool that steam down. So look really carefully on this diagram. The brown for agricultural irrigation and the blue for cooling down power plants adds up to about 90% of America's water usage. About 90% of our national withdrawal of water is to grow our food, and think about all of the food we grow to make our meat calories. Then think about our electricity and electrical power plants. So these are some obvious targets for water savings. And I'm going to skip study goal number 19 because your book breaks it down really well. There's like sections with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip number 19, but you better make sure you have good notes for number 19. Don't say I didn't warn you. And that's it for this little video.